Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Shalom, Om Swastiastu.
Peace be upon our soul. Shalom. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to welcome you to the opening ceremony on the International Conference on Infrastructure 2025. May we give a big round of applause for this magnificent event. My name is Rahma Alia, and it is an honor to be standing here in front of you as a Master of Ceremonies on this prestigious moment. And first and foremost, allow me to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guests. The Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Bapak Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, selamat pagi, and also Ibu Anissa Pohan Yudhoyono, very good morning to you as well and welcome. Vice Chairman Regional Representative Council, His Excellency Bapak Tamsil Lindrung, selamat datang. Minister of Public Works of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Bapak Dodi Hanggodo. The Minister of Transmigration, His Excellency Bapak Iftitah Sulaiman Suryanagara. The Vice Minister of Transportation, His Excellency Bapak Suntana. The Vice Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Special Planning, Vice Head of National Land Agency, His Excellency Bapak Ossi Darmawan. And of course, other ministers from the Merah Putih Cabinet and heads of regional government, honorable ambassadors and representatives of friendly countries, and of course, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. International Conference on Infrastructure 2025 serves as a strategic platform that brings together government representatives, private sectors, and global partners in pursuit for a more sustainable, inclusive, and climate-resilient infrastructure future. And this year's theme, Sustainable Infrastructure for the Future, Innovation and Collaboration, aims to foster the exchange of ideas, strengthen collaboration, and accelerate investment in advancing adaptive infrastructure development. On that note, infrastructure development remains a national priority. Coordinated efforts and continue to advance Indonesia's vision for an inclusive, resilient, and future-ready infrastructure landscape. And now I would like to invite you all to please direct your attention to the screen for a video from the Coordinating Ministry of Infrastructure and Regional Development.
Indonesia, a nation of over 17,000 islands, stretching across 3 time zones. Home to more than 280 million people, the 4th largest population on Earth. A land of extraordinary diversity, vast potential, and bold ambition. But also, a nation facing extraordinary challenges. With 60% of our population living in urban areas, we grapple with rising congestion, worsening pollution, and increasing demands for public services. And yet, our path forward is clear. We have to keep building infrastructure. Infrastructure that delivers real impact. Infrastructure that is resilient, inclusive, and ready for the future. We are building not only roads and bridges, but pathways to opportunity. We are opening ports and airports, not only for trade, but for shared prosperity. We are strengthening our food, energy, and water security. Not just for today, but for generations to come. We are planning cities where every child can learn, every family has a home, and every citizen has a future. Where opportunity doesn't depend on status, but is shared by all. As we are facing a climate crisis, waiting is not an option. We need to be acting with foresight, with innovation, with purpose. We need to be building climate resilience into the very foundation of our development. But we cannot do this alone. We need our partners to share knowledge, amplify impact, and grow together. This is a collective transformation, a national endeavor. Under the leadership of President Prabowo Subianto, with the steadfast support of the global community and through the collaboration of all our stakeholders, Indonesia is turning vision into action, building a future for all. And now we are ready to share our relevant stories to the world.
Indonesia believes that sustainability is not just about surviving crisis, but about uplifting people, protecting the planet, and fostering prosperity.
Welcome to the International Conference on Infrastructure 2025. This is why we gather here, to learn, to share, to partner, to build infrastructure that is strong and sustainable, logistics systems that are integrated and efficient, communities that are not only inclusive but productive. Over the next 2 days at JICC, we convene for bold ideas, meaningful dialogue, and real commitments.
Mari kita bangun Indonesia, mari kita jaga kekayaan Indonesia, supaya kekayaan Indonesia dinikmati oleh seluruh rakyat Indonesia.
Together, we turn vision into reality for our cities, our regions, and our world. Because to build infrastructure is to build hope, to build unity, to build peace, and to build the future together.
Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now we invite the Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development to deliver his opening remarks. His Excellency Bapak Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, the stage is now yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and blessing be upon you. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning and welcome to Jakarta, Indonesia. Your Excellencies, Ministers of Kabinet Merah Putih, hadir bersama kita.
We have with us the Minister of Public Works, Mr. Dodi Hanggodo. We have Minister of Transmigration, Mr. Ifita Sulaiman, and the Minister of SME, Bapak Mahman Abdurrahman, and Minister of Creative Economy, Bapak Teguh Iftirasa, and the Vice Chairman of DPD Indonesia, Bapak Tamsil, and also the head of agencies, the Vice Ministers, the head of agencies whose name I apologize for not being able to mention one by one, and also the member of our parliaments.
presence today, para gubernur dan wakil gubernur,
the governors and also deputy governors. Let's give a big round of applause for our regional leaders,
development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, allow me to share a brief personal reflection. A few years ago, I traveled to a remote village in eastern part of Indonesia. The journey took planes, boats, and hours of rough roads. When I finally arrived, a local elder welcomed me with a quiet smile and said, "We may live far from Jakarta, but our hopes are the same." That hit me very hard in my heart. And that moment has never left me. Because whether we are policymakers in capital cities or farmers in distant islands, our mission is shared to build a future where opportunity reaches everyone. It is with that spirit and with deep honor that I welcome you all to the International Conference on Infrastructure 2025. This year, we are proud to host participants from across 6 continents, reflecting the truly global nature of our shared mission. To each of you, whether you have traveled from afar or join us from nearby, I offer my heartfelt thanks. Your presence is more than symbolic. It reflects a collective determination for a better, more connected future. That vision finds deep resonance in the story of Indonesia itself, a vast archipelago of over 17,000 islands, home to 280 million people living across 3 time zones. From Sabang to Merauke, from Miangas to Rote, our diversity is immense, but our purpose is united. Today, Indonesia is not just confronting challenges, we are racing against 3 urgent clocks. First, the demographic clock. Over 3 million new citizens are born each year. We must scale housing, services, and opportunity to meet their demands. Second, the economic clock. We must lift millions into the middle class, share prosperity more broadly, and sharpen our global competitiveness. Third, the ecological clock. Climate change is no longer a future threat. It is a present crisis, disrupting our cities, eroding coastlines, and straining our food and water system. It is precisely against this backdrop of urgent opportunity and rising risk that we convene ICI 2025 under the theme Sustainable Infrastructure for the Future, Innovation and Collaboration. Let this not be just another forum. Let it be a launchpad for bold, transformative action. This decade will define Indonesia's trajectory. Our success will depend on what we build, how we build it, and above all, who we build it for. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today Indonesia stands at a defining moment. We are the world's 4th most populous nation, a rising middle-income economy, and a critical bridge between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. President Prabowo Subianto has laid out a clear and bold development agenda. We must secure our nation's future by strengthening food security, water security, energy security through integrated, equitable, and sustainable future. Indonesia has also set an ambitious national target to reach 8% economic growth in the coming years. To get there, we cannot rely on domestic consumption alone. We must unlock the full potential of our real economy, from farms to factories, from ports to digital platforms. That means bold investment on infrastructure. Infrastructure that reduces logistic costs and increases productivity. Infrastructure that secures water for agriculture, energy for industry, and housing for workers. Infrastructure that improves urban mobility, connects rural areas, and attracts climate-aligned investment. In short, infrastructure is the foundation of inclusive, high-quality growth. If we build wisely, with resilience, equity, and urgency, we will not only reach high economic growth, but also sustain it for generations. As Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development, I have the privilege and the responsibility of ensuring this vision is translated into action. Our ministry coordinates 5 critical portfolios. Number 1, agrarian and spatial planning, which manages land use, tenure, security, and equity. Second is public works, which ensures access to clean water, sanitation, roads, and bridges. Number 3 is transportation, which integrates sea, land, and air connectivity across archipelago. Number 4 is housing and settlement areas, which works to make affordable, livable, safe communities a reality for all Indonesian. And last but not least, transmigration, which supports frontier communities and regional balance. This is not about isolated projects. It is about systems, networks, and resilience. We coordinate not just programs, but purpose. Every new highway must unlock economic potential. Every new port must integrate seamlessly into our logistics ecosystem. Infrastructure must do more than exist. It must work as a unified system to lift communities, drive opportunity, and bind the nation together. Let me now highlight 5 priority areas anchoring our infrastructure strategy under President Prabowo Subianto's vision. Number 1, infrastructure for food and water security. A self-reliant future starts with food and water security. That is why we are rehabilitating over 2.5 million hectares of irrigation, building multi-purpose dams, expanding cold storage, and strengthening agro-logistics. In Central Java, modern irrigation and resilient rural roads are already raising yields and improving farmers' incomes. We are investing not just in agriculture, but in the infrastructures that enables it to thrive. Number 2, clean energy infrastructure. Indonesia's energy future must be both secure and sustainable. We are scaling up solar, hydro, geothermal, and waste-to-energy alongside smart grids and rural electrification. Electric vehicle growth, industrial demand, and digital infrastructure will sharply increase energy demands. Our new national electricity supply plan, 2025-2034, targets 69.5 gigawatt in additional capacity, 76% from renewable and storage. These efforts are part of our long-term commitment to achieve net zero emissions by 2060. Number 3, seamless and equitable connectivity. We are building integrated transport corridors, rail, roads, ports, and airports, especially in underserved regions like Papua, Maluku, Nusa Tenggara, Kalimantan, and Sulawesi. Connectivity must reach all corners of our archipelago. We are also accelerating digital infrastructure. Broadband is as vital as bridges in a digital economy. The growth of AI-ready data centers will expand access to education, healthcare, and opportunity nationwide. Number 4, livable and resilient cities. By 2045, over 70% of Indonesians will live in cities without action. Today's urban challenges will become tomorrow's crisis. We are investing in affordable housing, transit-oriented development, green buildings, air quality, and flood control. In northern Java, land subsidence and sea level rise threaten millions. We are responding with a multi-phase initiative to protect coastal populations aligned with our climate adaptation goals. Cities must be not only greener, but safer, healthier, and more inclusive. And last but not least, number 5, financing reform for sustainable infrastructure. No vision can succeed without viable financing. We are building a robust ecosystem for infrastructure financing that combines innovation, partnership, and long-term value creation. This includes scaling PPPs, public-private partnerships, launching green bonds, and expanding blended finance platforms. We will work with Danantara and global partners to improve bankability and de-risk projects across sectors. We welcome global investors, not just to profit, but to partner with us in long-term transformation. These are the key topics that we will explore together over the next 2 days at ICI 2025. Indonesia is open for business. But we are also clear, investment must align with our national priorities, climate commitments, and people-first development goals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that infrastructure is no longer just a national concern. It is part of a broader global compact that advances climate resilience, equity, and peaceful cooperation. In ASEAN, we are working to integrate transport, energy, and digital infrastructure to enhance regional connectivity, competitiveness, and supply chain resilience. In the G20, Indonesia is actively promoting infrastructure financing that is not only greener, but also fair, more accessible, and more responsive to the real needs of developing and emerging economies. Through South-South cooperation, we are sharing practical models of inclusive and climate-aligned infrastructure. These range from coastal protection and rural electrification to blended finance instruments and digital connectivity for remote communities. Our approach is grounded in humility and purpose. We are here to learn, to lead, and to co-create. As the world's third largest democracy and a natural bridge between Asia, Africa, and the Pacific, Indonesia stands ready to contribute to a global development agenda that is not only sustainable, but also just. Because prosperity must be inclusive, and sustainability must reflect the realities of countries like ours, where resilience is built not in boardrooms alone, but in farms, villages, coastlines, and informal economies. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we look ahead, let us remember that infrastructure is not just about what we build, but about what we enable. It is about enabling a child to study safely at school, a farmer to irrigate their crops in a changing climate, a family to access clean water, and an entrepreneur to bring their ideas to market. As we work to build national resilience, let us remember that it begins with people. By lifting them from poverty, securing their basic needs, and protecting their future in the face of climate change. Let this conference be a platform for bold commitments, for cross-border collaboration, and for transformational partnerships. We invite you to walk with us and to build systems that are not only strong, but also just, not only resilient, but also regenerative, not only modern, but also meaningful. Thank you for your presence, your partnership, and your purpose. May the outcomes of ICI 2025 serve as a foundation for a better, more connected, and more resilient world. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mr. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Kindly remain on the stage as we continue with the opening ceremony procession. And we also kindly invite the Minister of Public Works, the Minister of Transmigration, the Vice Minister of Housing and Settlement, the Vice Minister of Transportation, and the Vice Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning, Vice Head of National Land Agency, to join on stage for the opening ceremony procession. And the procession will be marked by touching the LED cube as seen on the stage by the Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development. Mr. Minister, be ready with your palm close by the LED cube. Under my count, in 3, 2, 1. The International Conference on Infrastructure 2025 is officially open. Please give a big round of applause for this prestigious moment. And now we invite Excellencies to have a group photo session to commemorate this prestigious moment. Very well, thank you very much. Excellencies, you may all return to your seats. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the opening ceremony of the International Conference on Infrastructure 2025. Once again, please give a big round of applause for the International Conference on Infrastructure 2025. It is a milestone indeed. And may this conference strengthen cross-sector collaboration and bring forth strategic solutions that advance Indonesia's infrastructure landscape. And the next session, a keynote speech by the Minister of Public Works of the Republic of Indonesia that will begin in a few minutes. It will highlight the theme, Building Resilient Foundations, Strengthening Core Infrastructure for Cities of Tomorrow. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome the Minister of Public Works of the Republic of Indonesia for the keynote speech. The floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessing be upon us all. His Excellency Coordinating Minister of Infrastructure and Regional Development, Bapak Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, and Madam Anissa, His Excellency Minister of Transportation, Pak Ipita, Minister of Menko and Small and Medium Enterprises, UMKM, His Excellency Minister of Creative Economic, Bapak Rifki, His Excellency Vice Minister of ATR BPN, of Perumahan, Pak KB, His Excellency Deputy Chairman of Regional Representative Council, Pak Tamsil, His Her Excellency Vice Minister of Ibu Wamendagri, maaf Bu, saya cari-cari maaf. Para Gubernur, Wali Kota, Bupati yang hadir, Excellencies of Ambassadors from friendly and partners countries, Head of International Organization, Development Institution, and Global Association, leaders of some private sectors, banking and state-owned enterprises, representative from academics and research institutions, all distinguished participants of Indonesia International Conference of Infrastructure. Good morning. Thank you very much for your time and to attend this important conference this morning. It is my great honor to join you all at the ICI, the Indonesia International Conference on Infrastructure, this year 2025. The theme that we carry today is Building Resilience Foundation for Cities of Tomorrow. It's actually more than just timely, but also essential, because we all know that future we talk about is actually already here. It's already been stated by our coordinating minister. Urban growth is rapidly accelerating. Global climate risks are rising. People expectations are evolving, and in this context, infrastructure must do more than ever before. Indonesia understands the challenge deeply, with more than 270 million citizens living across over 17,000 islands. Complexity is our everyday reality, but within that complexity, of course, lies the great opportunity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we in public sectors respond with 6 key principles on building resilient foundation. Namely, first, resilience, connectivity, sustainability, inclusivity, innovation, and good governance. These principles, believe, are not just strategies. They are part of our broader vision. A vision inspired by the Astacita, the 8 mission set by our elected President, Mr. Prabowo, and then the Vice President, Mr. Gibran. And with those missions, especially number 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8, we see our role to uphold the dignity, to drive the transformation, to ensure fairness, to build with purpose. To translate this vision into action, we follow the 2025-2029 Medium-Term Development Plan. We call it RPJMN. It gives us a compass, a clear national direction, And at the center of that, we have what we call the PU 608 vision, which means an ICOR or incremental capital output ratio must be below 6, which means that we have to invest effectively, efficiently, smarter. It's not, that means it's not just bigger, but have to be effective and efficient. We have to have to live the poverty, to reach the zero poverty, because every road and if every pipe that we build must live life. And also 8% economic growth between 2029, because resilience must also bring prosperity. Moreover, allow me to highlight several key initiatives, not only an examples of our progress, but as an open invitation for more collaboration and investment. These are, of course, the opportunities, real, ready, and aligned with our national priorities. For partners like you all to join hand in hand with us in Indonesia. First of all, we are currently transforming 50 cities through the National Urban Development Project in collaboration with national ministers and the World Bank. These cities are ready to embrace smart infrastructure, inclusive growth, and sustainability investment between the year of 2025 until 29. Second, we are putting ESG principle, environmental, social, and governance into real action with the help of the World Bank, of course. Guided also by the ministerial regulation and applied across all of our infrastructure programs currently. Our sustainable buildings now save up to 83% of water and 35% of energy. As I mentioned earlier, in collaboration with the World Bank, we have already integrated these principles into the PPP project, public-private partnership, that is Dinalata Mini Power Hydro Plant and Sadawarna Dam. We are also working with the Australian government to develop the sharing tools, greenhouse emission reduction in infrastructure, to measure and monitor the emissions. These efforts actually reflect Indonesia's readiness for responsibility of the high impact investment. Third, we are currently building the Giant Seawall program, extending across from Cilegon up to Gresik and the East Java to protect our northern coast and communities. Project like the Jakarta Seawall, and also currently the Semarang Demak toll actually opens door for long-term investment and integrated climate resilience. Fourth, we are utilizing existing, ongoing, and new proposed dam. It's not just for the irrigation, but for the renewable energy and also power partnership. Some dam projects like Arsari, Muara Jula, and Tarang Dam are examples where investment and innovation can come together under the scheme of public-private partnership, especially on captive power models. Fifth, we are also leading in waste management reform with 10 waste to energy pilot project, including intermediate treatment facility in Cilacap, Suruan, and some other place. These cities are definitely looking for partners to scale up the operation and replicate sustainable solution. Six, we are also securing clean water through let's say Jatiluhur satu first project, public-private partnership that supplies about 5,700 liters per second to Greater Jakarta. And at the same time, we are improving our irrigation system, especially to cut the agriculture water use from 80% to 60%. That currently has been successfully tried within our West Java area. It shows how infrastructure can both climate resilient and also commercially viable. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, resilience doesn't come from concrete alone, but it also comes from how we think, how we plan, and how we engage. That's why we also focus on 4 supporting strategies, which are smart infrastructure, definitely powered by AI, artificial intelligence, and also digital tools to optimize traffic, save energy, and improve disaster response. Secondly, the green urban planning with more public space, better transit, and buildings that adapt to climate change. Third is resilient construction to withstand floods, earthquakes, and extreme weather. Last but not least is the community engagement, because cities thrive when people are part of the story. All of this part of our national development strategy. So it is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals and Paris Agreement, and definitely is open to ideas, collaboration, and definitely to partnership. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, strengthening infrastructure to the future means rethinking our approach from capacity to resilience, from scale to purpose, from short-term delivery to long-term sustainability. And we all know that no country can do this alone. We strongly believe in partnership within the governments, financial institutions, the private sectors, and development sectors. Let us build it together, because the city of tomorrow definitely depend on these choices that we make today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this forum, the ICI, is more than a conference. It is actually a space to share ideas, showcase technologies, and commit to action. And I sincerely hope, because of the spirit in this room, is the spirit of shared progress. Let me close our remarks with more remarks. Tomorrow, infrastructure must be smarter, greener, and shall be built together. And that begins with the trust. That's why we are pleased to continue our effort to continue deregulation, to make rules more clearer, process more faster, and the investment itself more seamless. Hence, to meet our 2025-2029 target, we require over about 1,900 trillions in funding, and with the government limited fiscal covering only about 60%, which means that the rest must come from smart and collaborative financing. We are ready to offer about 55 PPP project, and sincerely hope within today ICI, 9 of them with about 90 trillion are open for new investment. Let this be our call to build not only the infrastructure, but impact that really lasts. This is our moment. Let's join hands together and build the infrastructure that truly matters, especially for our country, Indonesia. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your remarks, Your Excellency. Please kindly remain on the stage as we continue with the MOU signing ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now proceed to the signing of MOU between the Ministry of Public Works of the Republic of Indonesia and the government of the Special Capital Region of Jakarta, Republic of Indonesia. So, therefore, we invite the signatories to please come forward. The Director General of Water Resources, Ministry of Public Works, Ibu Lili Retno Cahyadiningsih, please come forward. And Regional Secretary of Jakarta Capital City Government, Bapak Marullah Matali. And the signing will be witnessed by the Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Bapak Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, and the Minister of Public Works, Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Bapak Dodi Hanggodo. Let us now proceed with the MOU signing. Please, signatories, proceed with the signing. This agreement symbolizes a strategic synergy in planning, implementing, and managing the establishment of integrated development in the coast of the nation's capital, Jakarta Bay Phase A. And let's use this opportunity for a photo session. And please show the MOU document to the cameras. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you, everyone. You may all return to your seats. And once again, let's give a big round of applause for the commemorative of this important collaborations for infrastructure of Indonesia. And once again, we convey our sincere appreciation to the Minister of Public Works for their gracious presence and their continued commitment to Indonesia's infrastructure agenda. And ladies and gentlemen, our next session will begin shortly. As we transition into our next agenda, just a gentle reminder, for those of you who require interpretation devices, they are available near the door. So please feel free to use the channels that you need as designated languages are available. Should you need any assistance, our team are on standby by the entrance door and be more happy to assist you. And I trust everyone is in high spirits and ready to engage fully in the days ahead. It is said that a strong infrastructure builds a strong nation, and we believe that this conference will strengthen both our networks and our vision for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly remain in the room as our next session will be started very soon. And this morning, we'll commence with the first plenary session centered on the theme that is critical to the future of our urban landscapes, future-proofing cities, revitalizing basic urban infrastructure. We know that cities today are growing at an unprecedented pace, and with that growth comes the challenge to keep up with basic infrastructure needs that are inclusive, sustainable, and climate response. This session will shed light on how we can rethink and rebuild the foundations of our cities, that they are not only able to withstand future challenges, but also thrive. And together, we will explore strategic approaches to transform our cities into engines of sustainable growth, with a focus on key areas such as water supply and sanitation, solid waste management, energy and electrification, digital connectivity, and urban mobility through public transportation. These basic services may sound simple, but they are, in fact, the backbone of a functioning, future-ready city. And we'll focus also on investing in and revitalizing these essential infrastructures. We can build cities that are not only smarter and more efficient, but also more resilient, equitable, and humane. So please stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're just moments away from kicking off this important session.